This is Daniel here with goodies from Picket Studio's latest release for January 2022, and we are going to have some fun making a card that I think I've already sent this in. I think I mailed it in already, so I don't have it to show you, but I could show you a picture of it if y'all want to see it. Let's go on to my screen. Here is the picture of it. This is where we're going tonight, right here. Let's just show you that one window instead of everything on my desktop. There we go. That's what we're gonna do tonight. Do you see the leaves in the stream background stamp here? This is one of those continuous stamps that you can just keep stamping in. It just continues on forever, which is one of my favorite things that Picket Studios has available. I just love those stamps. And then we're going to use one of the BFF friends, BFF girls, Find Your Tribe girls, and we're going to color her in with some Copic markers. And then I'm going to create a sentiment strip, not a sentiment strip, a sentiment circle out of one of these dies here from the Lilies picture frame. Just gonna die cut it out there. And I'm not using this one. I couldn't remember where I had that sentiment, and it was in this tropical hibiscus stamp set tucked in behind it. And I was looking for about 15 minutes for the thing, but I found it. Then we're gonna pop on some sequins from this I Love Mail sequin mix. Super fun. And just have some fun here tonight. Now, I learned this card setup from Melina Krause. I don't know if she created this setup or if she got it from someone else, but I learned this little composition from her, and I really like it. I love it, and I hope she doesn't mind that I use it sometimes. But I learned it from her. So let's get started. Tell us where you're from, where you're hailing from tonight. I'd love to know. And Nicole's here. Hello, Nicole is the head cheese, the big cheese at Picket Fence Studios. Welcome, welcome. That card is hanging up in the booth waiting for the show. Yay, that's awesome. Thanks, Nicole. Glad to hear that. I like that my cards are useful. Makes me happy. I see others chiming in here. Roxy's here. Donna's here. Keely French is here. French Jones. My buddy Diane Dean is here. Cindy. Hi. Hi, Yvonne. Hello. Why don't you guys invite some others to join us tonight? Tell people where you are, what you're doing, and we'll have some fun. All right. And keep your comments coming. The giveaway for 7 and 7 will take place at the end of the 7 days, but keep them coming, and we'll have a great giveaway at the end, which is wonderful. I'm not in charge of that giveaway, by the way, but I know it's coming. Now look at this stamp. This is called Leaves in a Stream, but it's just such a fun, beautiful, it's really beautiful. The pattern is just beautiful, and you could make it shine in so many ways, but I'm gonna show you how I stamp with this. I've probably done that before, probably because I've used these kinds of stamps so much in the past. I really enjoy them. That block is not large enough, so let's get my Misty out. Hey, Misty. I just want to wipe it down real quick because there are secrets on this Misty. I have stamps from releases sometimes of items that aren't even out yet, and I got to erase those vestiges before I put my Misties on camera. That's funny. It's just got to be careful. All right. I'm going to pop my cardstock in here. And I'm going to line up my stamp horizontally with the line on my MISTI here. And the reason I want to do that and go off the side and kind of up a little bit is because I want to have some grace for any kind of mistakes or whatever in lining this up. So there, I like to line that up like that. I can do it with an acrylic block too, but this is easier. It's easier. I'm gonna prep my cardstock with some anti-static powder here, just to keep it from stragglers hanging on. Though with this stamp, it's not as big of a problem. And I like to kind of blow off the extra there so that I have a better adhesion of my Versamark ink when it goes down. So here I'm just going to ink up my stamp. Get it nice and inky. And then my Numinator tool. I have a magnet back there. I can feel it. Seamless designs are great because of the price point. Yes, exactly. Now look at that. Isn't that nice? I just love how that lays down. Love it. But I'm going to ink it up one more time just to make sure I get a really nice impression. There we go. Ooh, I love it. Okay, now I'm going to actually heat emboss this now, and then I'll move it, okay? So first I want to heat emboss this, because then when I lay my ink or my pad down again, I'm gonna need to make sure that it's lined up, and I don't want any of the residue of the Versamark coming out on the rest of my project. So I want to melt some embossing powder first, and I'm going to use white satin pearl. This is a Hero Arts product. White satin pearl embossing powder. It's not exactly transparent, but it is kind of translucent. So let's melt this. It's kind of warmer here today than it has been over the last few days, man. But sometimes if I'm feeling a little chilly, I will turn my heat gun on me a little far away, but just to warm me up a little bit. When I feel like it's really nice and hot, then I turn it onto my project. And look at that, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So there is my translucent pearl kind of embossing on there. And I can switch it up in my MISTI. I'm gonna actually flip this around this way, put a magnet down. All right, so I had it in here like this, and I'm gonna turn it this way, right? I wanted to remember how I did that because I have this in here like this, and I also want to turn it that way, right? Turn it this way. it's hard to remember that, but this is what I'm going to do right here. Like that. Then if I flip it over like this, I can remember which orientation it needs to go in. And then line these up right along the embossing that I've already done, the heat embossing I've already done. Just like that. Lines up pretty easily. And let's ink it up again. Ooh, look how beautifully that laid down. Just first time. I have something on there. I don't know what that is. I'll pick that up. Okay. I don't have to restamp that because it's really, it gave me a great impression the first time. Isn't this a great stamp, Robin? It's so fun. So good. Hello, everybody. So happy you're joining us tonight. All right, see that? It's perfectly lined up. It wasn't hard to do. I've had a little practice though, so it may take you a couple times. And there it is. Isn't that nice? I love it. You can see the seam a little bit in there, but not bad. I love it. This cardstock, by the way, is AGN cardstock. AGN. It's also from Hero. But if you just wanted to ink up some paper with an ink pad, you could do that as well. And I don't have to continue with the design down here because I'm going to actually cut this at an angle right down this way. So I'm not going to keep stamping. There's no need for me to keep stamping. Really great stamp, yes. Really great. This cardstock is a little green for what I want to do with it. So I'm going to get out some blue ink from Catherine Pooler. I'm going to get out some suede shoes, hopefully, if I can find it, or something borrowed. Something borrowed works really good too. It's a beautiful blue. I'm going to take the embossing anti-static powder off of there, and I'm just going to press my ink into the cardstock because I want it to be a little bluer than what it is. I don't want it to be blue. I want it to be blue-green, but I also wanted it to be a little bluer than what it was. And then we can just clean this up real quick. There we go. That just wipes right up off of the panel there. Now that really shines even more. I just love it. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous stamp. All right, let's go to our drawer and get out our paper trimmer. And I'm gonna just cut it right at the end of my design here. And then at an angle, come down there, and then right about there. And I have this fantastic little piece of pattern paper that I designed myself, that I made myself, right? Super fun. Yes, WoW has wonderful embossing powder as well. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, then I'm going to get out a card base that I already have folded up in my drawer over here. And now we are almost there. Look how far we've progressed, right? So I'm just going to put this aside. I'm going to get out a piece of white cardstock. It doesn't have to be a full piece because I don't need a full piece for this stamp. I can just use a scrap piece of paper. So let's see if I can find a piece of scrap paper over here. I'm going to trim this down so you guys don't see the design here. There's a future picket fence stamp or die coming out of here, but you can't tell what it is. So let's get out our Girl Find Your Tribe, BFF Girls Find Your Tribe stamp. This stamp set has this really large sentiment on it. It says, friendship is so weird, you meet, it says you meet, you start doing stuff together next, you're like, she's kind of nice, but then you realize that you're stuck together just because of that one time she helped you bury the evidence. That's funny. And then there are other sentiments in here as well. One that says, we all have that one smart friend. You see what that says there. Friend who we love dearly, you are mine. And then it says, find your tribe, love them hard. Girlfriends are like diamonds. You can never have too many. And you could pick whichever one you want of those, right? Then there are coordinating dies. The stamp set actually comes together like this. Just to keep my organization sane, I kind of trim stamp sets down so they fit inside a pocket so that they're one uniform size in my cabinet over there. But, all right, which one are we using? We're using this one here, and I think this is the one right here, this die, so let's use that. And that image will fit right on this piece of scrap paper, so we'll just use that. Okay, we'll get our background stamp out of there and pop in our little piece of cardstock. Hi, Karen. No worries. You guys should be proud of me. I cooked dinner tonight for the family. I'm sure everyone's been having to cook and take care of business, clean up after dinner, all of that stuff. All right, now one of my favorite inks for Copic coloring is the Picket Fence Black Hybrid ink pad. I'm not just saying that because I'm using that tonight for Picket Fence. When I do Copic coloring, I reach for it often. It is fantastic. And here I'm not pressing too hard, just lightly. So I want a nice impression, but I don't want to smush my stamp into the paper. Just a nice, smooth impression there. And I sometimes like to blast things with a heat tool. It's not necessary, but if my ink pad is juicy, sometimes it feels like it's a good idea. All right, now I have a bunch of Copics here, not too many. I have 6, 7, 8 Copics. And just keep them from rolling around there. I put them in a little bag. And we're going to start by coloring her skin. I'm going to use E00. And I'm just going to give a nice under paint there with this. Just cover the whole face and neck and arms. Her hands, her arms have jacket sleeves on. And then her long legs. She's got long, skinny legs. Let's see. Super fun style. That was super easy. Now I'm just going to add another level up, or 2 levels up, E02. And I'm just going to put a second pair of eyeballs on, right? So I can see better. I am left-handed, Karen. I am a lefty. Just coming in on her cheeks, maybe a little bit right there under her nose, under her chin, and then right here where her skirt might cause a bit of a shadow, we'll add a little bit more. Leave some on the outside. There we go. And then I'm going to come in over that and just blend right over that with the previous color that we used underneath it all. All right, now for her hair, we're going to give her this fantastic ginger set of hair. So I'm going to use YR09 right here, here and underneath. On the outside, though, we're going to make it lighter. So we'll do that. A little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. All right. So I've left some parts white there, and I've colored my finger orange. And then I think I need a little bit lighter orange. So let's try a YR05, I think I have over here. No, 04. Because the 07 wouldn't have made a huge bit of difference in the color there. And this way you can still see a bit of variation. I don't know if you can see that very well. Let's see if I can zoom in. Let's see, zoom in, Mr. West. That's my face. Can you see the difference there? My camera's really high up, so well, it's not doing it for us, but anyway, you can see a little bit of a difference there. Now for her outfit, let's put these markers back. And for her outfit, I'm going to use BG also for her shirt. Let's do that for her shirt, the orange shirt. It has stripes on it, so I'm not really concerned much about making it super dimensional. The stripes kind of do that work for me. But for her outfit, I'm going to use a BG02. So start with the hat. Just lay one color down, and we can add color on top of that. For her jacket as well. The lightest of my colors. And her skirt, did I also color? Yeah, I colored that blue as well. So let's go, just come in. This is kind of a blue-green color, and that's why I wanted to add a little more blue to the background here. See that? Matches a little better. Now I'm going to come in with my darkest BG color. This is BG09. I'm going to add some of this BG09 to the darkest places. Here underneath her jacket, right there. Under the folds, there are little folds in there. Like that. And then on the pants, I want them to be dark. Maybe a little bit lighter on the outside there. Like that. Okay, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit under there, a little bit under there. Up here is a little darker as well. Probably a little bit under this flower. Like that. Okay, and then the BG07. We'll just come out a little bit further with the BG07. And then come down a little bit. This marker seems like it's a little cakey, so I'm going to ditch it. Let's go in with our BG05. Whoops, wrong end. Something was wrong with my BG07 and it was laying down way too much ink in like little cakey bits. So I'm going to have to change the nib on it. And it has affected my whole coloring here. Which is okay. It still looks good, but now I'm just going to come in and blend this out with my BG05. Like that. And then I'll come back with a BG02 and kind of blend all of that together. Like that. There we go. She's looking hot to trot. All right, BG05. Let's kind of, oops, scribble that out a little bit. Clean that up a little bit. That's not working at all, man. I'm just going to pick up some of this BG05 over here with my BG02 and then blend that up together up there at the top. That's how that works. And then we'll do some YR09 here at the bottom on her shoes. These are kind of tight little spaces here, so you don't need to be too concerned about blending on them. Not really. People will be more focused on her outfit anyway, right? And for her hair, we'll do some R08. I'm sorry, her flower up here. It's kind of an orange red. I like that. All right, now all we have to do is run this through our die cutting machine. I like to tear off mint tape and then tape my die down. It's like Post-it tape. I hear people yelling outside my studio. My neighbors used to be really bad, and they finally came and took care of business over there. The police did. They arrested the troublemaker, and now he's gone. Hasn't been there for months. Kind of glad about that. All right. I've got this new die cutting machine for Christmas. I've been using the heck out of it. And it's the Spellbinders Plus. Spellbinders Platinum 6. Works great for dies like this, especially with the Magic Mat. Okay. We're almost ready to assemble our card. See where she goes right there? Then in this release this month, there's this Lilies. Let me show you the Lilies picture frame die. It goes with the Lilies picture frame, obviously. And inside there, Nicole, is included some stitched circle dies, nesting dies in there, which is nice. Very nice little bonus. And I can take my scrap paper, another piece of scrap paper over here. I think I got another one. I think I've got another. Yeah, this is on the other side. There's a design I had to throw away. So I'm going to get the stamp out. Our sentiment stamp says, "You inspire me." This is from the Tropical Hibiscus Bouquet. And just put that down with an acrylic block. I like to use some stamping foam, or it's called a fun foam, underneath. Let's see if I can have some handy here. I don't see any handy. I can just use the foam in my Misty. That's also easy. Well, I just like the cushion that it provides underneath, you know. There we go. Put that there. Get my Picket Fence ink pad. There it is. And I like to stamp it, not push it down, but just kind of hold it there for a second. So you get a really nice impression. And then with that die and some strips of mint tape that I've already used for something else, center that sentiment right in the middle of your die there. There we go. And then run that through. As well. Just seems faster sometimes to use my Platinum 6. There we have it, guys. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Now all we have to do is put it together and put some sentiments or some sequins down. So to put it together, I'm just going to get some glue out here. I may need to run my needle through there again. Okay, and then pop that on the front. Real nice, real nice. Okay, then with some foam tape, add some foam tape to the back. A strip. I can put a full width of the strip here on the back up to the from her waist to her head, but then on her legs I'm going to have to trim that down just a little bit because she's got thin legs. Thin legs. So put some there. And put some here, like that. Then a little bit for her feet. That other piece went flying over here. There we go. Pop this right up there on the front. And I kind of put her right about there. That'll work right there. Put her a little to the left of our point because we want that circle to fit in here too. Oh, nice. Okay, and then I thought I had more foam tape out here. What do I do? There it is. All right, just put some foam tape on the back of my circle. And pop that in right there so that her elbow kind of pokes into the space where the U and Inspire Me are. Like that. I just want to get that tucked in a little bit better there. There we go. That's cool. What do you guys think? You like that? Is it good? Oh, thank you, Sharon. You're so sweet. I haven't been looking at comments, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, Nicole, I just think that it's wise, and I think it's a really smart move about those circles to add that in. If you're going to spend the money already on that steel, you might as well get the best use you can out of the middle part. That, if they're just going to throw that away, you might as well make something out of it. I think that's super fun. What a great way to add value to a set, And I used those circles for a few. If you look at my projects for the month, you'll see these circle sentiments a few different times in my designs. So I'm glad you guys like this. It's time to get out our sequin mix. And I chose, for this one, I chose the I Love Male sequin mix because it has this fantastic set of blue-green sequins in there of all different sizes. And not just the sequins, it has these little clay hearts in there if you wanted to use those for a shaker or something. But for this project, I like to use just the blue ones. So I'm going to put out a W of glue dots here. I like to hide them in the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And tuck them in under the design. So if there are die cuts, I like to tuck my sequins underneath those. And there are some really great dark blue ones in here. There's one. And I can do another one of those up here. Right there. And then there's a lighter blue. I can put right in there. Another one right in here. Like that. Oops. Man. My jewel picker was a little stickier than I expected. And then I can do one more. They have some little baubles in here too. Little gems or jewels. Let's put another one of these there right up here at the top. Tuck it in underneath there. And we are finished, y'all. We are done. We are super done. What do you think? Look at it in the light. Let's turn on autofocus, and that way I can. Is it gonna autofocus for me? It's not. What happened to my autofocus? I pushed the button. It's supposed to work. There we go. But it didn't. That's okay. You can still see it okay. Look at the shine on that. It's just a beautiful shine. That the Leaves in the Stream set I also used for wallpaper with some white embossing powder on white cardstock for one of my cards. I thought that was super fun. I just love using those for backgrounds. It's really, the seamless stamps are just a great idea. Super great idea. Yeah, Cindy, go for it. Watch it on the rewatch. Well, I hope you guys had some fun with me tonight. I really appreciate you spending some time here with us in the Picket Fence Studios community and our 7 in 7 lives. We have another live coming tomorrow night, and then Wednesday night and Thursday night. So it's super fun. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Yeah, you guys can see the card in the email then. That's really cool. Thank you. Michelle, this is not Wow embossing powder. This is Hero, but it's the white satin pearl. And I'm sure that Wow has a similar product available. If you probably search for Wow Pearl, something like that. I really liked it. I thought this was a really fun design. Anyway, thank you all for joining me, and I hope you have some time to shop over at Picket Fence Studios and get some of the new goodies. It's just a lot of amazing stuff this month. All right. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.